Hi, we're here today for 5 minutes with all events planned. Today's topic is going to be end of the evening. So at the end of your wedding day, you're going to have a massive amount of stuff, or not, but at the minimum, you're going to have a big box of cards, which will contain probably a lot of cash, and sometimes gifts, if people are still bringing gifts to weddings. I'm not 100% sure that they are. So the whole day goes by, you've come to the end of the evening. The idea that somebody is going to be sober, driving, able to remember, and able to gather all of your stuff, real slim. So what typically has to happen is somebody needs to be assigned the job of gatherer of things. If you have a wedding planner, that is our job. That is definitely a critical element in the wedding planning service, is collecting everything at the end of the evening so that it's all ending up where it should be. So if you are staying in a hotel, the likelihood is we're going to drive it over to your room. If you are going home, the likelihood is probably like your parents will take everything at the end of the evening, but it has to go somewhere, and people plan for it to go with them, but then the end of the night comes and you generally don't recognize how tired you're going to be, how much stuff you're actually going to have. So planning for someone to do this, or having a planner to manage this, it's almost worth it to have a planner so that they manage everything at the end of the night. And this is implying that you don't have a ton of other stuff, which could be table numbers, pictures, signage, any stuff that you brought, your grandmother's serving utensils, your parents' wedding champagne flutes. All of this stuff generally has to leave your venue by the end of the evening, which means that you have to figure out how to get out of there. Some venues will let you leave it overnight, which means Sunday when you roll out of bed, you can go pick it up at that point. Not all venues do that, and not many are doing it anymore, mostly because they don't want to be responsible for it. If you're saving the top of your cake, we got to figure out how to get it into a freezer. So the best thing you can do is figure out who wants to do that, who's willing to stay late, pack everything up, be responsible for getting it to you, so that you have somebody appointed to that position. Have that person appointed before the night of your wedding so they don't leave early, so they don't drink too much, and so they remember to get everything. Have a list of all of the things that you know that you want packed up at the end of the night. Even if you have a planner, and I always work on this with my clients, I need a whole inventory list of what are all of the items that you're bringing. Because if you forget to tell me that your serving utensils were your great-great-grandma's and you were bringing them to the wedding and you forgot to tell me and we didn't pack them up at the end of the evening, I'm gonna feel horrible, you're gonna feel horrible, and we're all gonna be sad. So it's really critical that if you've assigned somebody, even a wedding planner, you have created some kind of inventory checklist so that I could say at the end of the evening, here's all the things that I know that need to be packed up again. Here's how we're gonna pack them back up again, and here's where they're gonna go. If it's not a planner, give the list to somebody who's gonna keep the list with them throughout the evening, pack everything up, and make sure that it all gets put back together and given back to you. Sometimes the venue will pack up everything. You would give them the inventory list, which is great, but you would then need to figure out, again, who's taking it home. And the biggest issues we run into, again, is who gets to take them. And you also sometimes do want all your cards and gifts when you get back to your hotel room, because it would be nice to open everything up and see what you got. So that's why it's really great to have somebody that is either coming with you, going to the same place as you, or can get them to you. Or obviously my suggestion is always going to be you should just hire a planner, because we can take care of doing it for you. You're just going to want to make sure, again, with any planner, they have the list. They know where the items are going to go. If they're going back to a hotel, you need to give them an extra key. Not many hotels will let someone just show up at the desk and say, hey, I need to get into room 203. So you definitely want to make sure that that's managed. So make a plan, make a list, figure out who's taking everything, and if you haven't hired a planner, boo, find somebody that really wants to do it. Okay, that was your 5 minutes with AEP. Hopefully that helped with your wedding planning. Talk to you soon.